Hello everyone. Well, it's been a long time now since we showed you some magic tricks, right? So as you've probably already guessed, today we've prepared for you some very cool tricks that'll definitely help you to convince others that you're the master of the elements, or at least Gambit. So, without further ado, here are the secrets behind 8 famous tricks. Let's get it on. Rabbit out of a hat. This trick has long been a classic in the world of illusions, but if you're still worried about the rabbit, you can calm down now. Viewers only see that the magician shows an empty hat, and then miraculously pulls out a fluffy rabbit out of it. And there's also an opposite version. In fact, it's very simple. There are several secrets to this trick. Most often, illusionists use 3 methods to hide the rabbit in the hat. To perform this trick, the first option is to use a hat and a table with special holes. Through them, the magician pulls out the furry creature, while pretending that an incredible miracle has happened. The second method is to use a special compartment in the hat to hide the small rabbit before pulling it out. Finally, more experienced illusionists prefer to use the third option, which uses sleight of hand. Actually, the fluffy friend is hanging in a bag attached to the table earlier. The magician only needs to put it in the hat with a quick movement so that no one will notice anything, and voila, he deserves a round of applause. Goose's head. This trick looks a little creepy. Imagine a magician on the street who says that he can tear off the head from a goose. You probably won't start clapping enthusiastically, waiting to see his performance. However, the magician will be happy to show you this spectacular show. Here's how it usually looks. The illusionist takes a goose in his hands and sharply tears its head off. In this moment, the audience looks terrified and scared, but the magician calmly reports that now he'll put the head back into its place. One movement of the hand and oh, it's a miracle. The goose has a head again. However, this isn't a magic spell practiced by Hogwarts students. The secret to this illusion is incredibly simple. Perhaps you already guessed that the illusionist has no cruel intentions because he rips off a false head, while he or his assistant presses the real one down. This trick reminds us a little of a children's trick, when someone tears off their thumb and after a few seconds put it back into its place. Teleportation. Check this out. A magician enters through a special door installed on the stage, and immediately comes out through another door in the hall. When people begin to applaud and marvel at what they just saw, the illusionist enters back through the second door and reappears on the stage. No, you don't need to know some special spell or have an incredible speed like the Flash, and even more so, there's no need to teleport yourself in order to perform this trick. The secret is explained perfectly in the film Prestige, and here it is. Viewers think that they see the magician moving instantly from the stage to another part of the hall. But in reality, these are 2 completely different people that look alike. The illusionist uses a doppelganger that acts in a similar way. This clever trick using doubles is the only chance for magicians to perform this illusion. Or well, maybe somebody does know how to teleport, but we don't know about this. Disappearing elephant. Hiding a coin between your fingers and pulling it out of the nose of a happy child is a pretty easy trick. But what about making a whole elephant disappear? After all, an elephant is not some fluffy little rabbit and won't get inside any hat, even if you beg it. Even the great Harry Houdini himself performed this trick only once in his career, in New York, on the stage of the biggest theatre at that time. The famous magician brought the elephant into a special box, preset on the stage, in order to make the animal literally vanish into thin air after a couple of moments. Bam! Unfortunately, the box that Houdini used is lost now. Besides, the trick was never repeated, and therefore only a few chosen ones know its secret. Yes, you're right, you are the chosen one now, but you don't need to jump from a skyscraper or fight Agent Smith. Houdini's box was an ordinary frame similar to a cage, surrounded by a magic curtain, as usual in these kind of shows. The whole secret was in the front part of the cell, where the magician hid the same fabric of the curtain. Can you guess what happened next? At some point, Houdini shot a gun, and when the audience closed their eyes for exactly 1 instant, the magician quickly lowered the cloth, hiding the elephant behind it. Yes, the huge animal was on the stage all this time, but the audience saw exactly what they wanted to see and remembered this amazing trick for life. Passing through a brick wall. No, hide your magic wands, there's no magic outside Hogwarts, and this isn't a short road to Diagon Alley where you need to count the bricks. So there is a real brick wall on the stage that looks and feels pretty solid. A real magician usually invites a person from the audience to bang on the wall. Not with their head, but just to knock a couple of times with a hammer provided by a caring assistant. However, he could use his head for this to make it more realistic. Anyway, as soon as everyone is seated again, the magician takes a position on one side of the wall, and the assistants cover him and the view from both sides of the wall for a few seconds, with the help of special screens on wheels. In this situation, the magician of course simply has nowhere to go, except to jump upwards, but everyone will notice this. Therefore, the only way is to go through the bricks, and the next instant the magician is on the opposite side of the wall. How did he do it? Well, if this wall is not a piece of the construction on the platform of 9 3/4, then it's quite simple. A carpet. No, it's not a flying or bewitched carpet, but the most common carpet. Below it, an oblong V-shaped tunnel goes under the wall. The magician only needs a fraction of a second to go through the small tunnel, and now he's standing on the other side of the wall, listening to the audience cheer him. Coffee turning into coins. Well, who doesn't know the great street magician David Blaine? His incredible tricks, which he shows right in the middle of the streets, apparently without special props, make passers-by literally open their mouths in amazement. One of these amazing tricks is transforming a cup of coffee into a cup of coins. Once with this trick, David made a homeless old man very happy. Some of Blaine's tricks still don't have an explanation, but any person can perform this particular trick. Of course, it requires some preparation, otherwise the magic won't work. So first you need to prepare 2 cups, one with a hole at the bottom big enough to put a finger through it. Now cut the top half of the other cup and fill it with coins. Now at the bottom of the first cup you need to put a dense sponge, and then insert the glass with coins inside. So now it's almost done. You only need to hide the coins, filling this construction with coffee. Well, that's it. You're ready to perform the trick. In order to turn the coffee into coins, you just need to slip your finger into the hole at the bottom, which will lift the glass with coins, and the coffee will go to the bottom of the cup and get soaked by the sponge. Phone twist. And here's another street performance, this time from another talented magician known as Dynamo. The magician, as usual, takes someone's phone and simply turns one of its halves to the other side. Impressive, isn't it? We don't know about you, but the viewers of this show are frozen in bewilderment. Just look at their faces. After enjoying their puzzled faces, Dynamo puts back the inverted half of the phone and gives the unharmed device to the owner. So, what's the trick? In fact, like all great magicians, this guy has incredible sleight of hand, and the phone has nothing to do with it. On one side of the smartphone, Dynamo somehow glues a sticker that looks exactly like if one side of the phone were turned around. After this, the magician simply turns the phone back and voila, mischief managed. But at this moment, the illusionist can't give the device back to the viewers, because first he must take off the sticker. Only then he can return the gadget to the shocked owner so no one would suspect a thing. Sword swallowing. Sword swallowing is really no trick. Well, at least not a trick in the usual sense. The person who performs it literally puts the blade into his or her body, and there's no spare throat, neither a secret pocket nor a double. To learn this skill, you need to work long and hard, and of course have strong nerves. Interestingly, the taller the person, the larger the sword can be, and hence the show will be more spectacular. But here are some details about it. First of all, the blade should not fall below the pit of the stomach. The main thing that you should learn as a beginner sword swallower is to feel this point. It has to be just a gentle touch, not more. That's why many sword eaters eat heavy food before the performance. You need to stretch your stomach a little so that a longer sword can fit in. The magician should also get used to controlling the gag reflex, which appears when you start swallowing the sword. And of course, you can learn to control it, but you need to be prepared that it's going to take some time. Anyway, you can always expect some trouble from your body. Hopefully after this video you'll learn how to surprise your friends with some of these tricks. If you like them, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to tell us in the comments which other tricks you'd like to see revealed. If you haven't checked Jelly Gummy Bear's channel yet, you should do it right away. You'll certainly like all the funny experiments with the jelly bear, cool life hacks, awesome homemade stuff and exciting adventures that are waiting for you on the channel.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.